Hey, what's going on, guys? Archer and Mark here, back with another Star Wars action figure review. And again, I have a figure for you from the Vintage Collection, from the last wave of the Vintage Collection, at least for now. I mentioned in my last video how this was not high on my list of figures I wanted to review, because I just really liked the way the figure looked on the card back. Something about the figure, not crazy about, which I'll get into more, but since I managed to pick up a double of this figure and the Ahsoka figure for a good price, I decided, I'll pick it up. It was a good price, and I'll do a review on it, just to give my thoughts on it. There have been a bunch of reviews on these figures already, and in this case, it is the Clone Wars realistic version of Obi Wan Kenobi. Okay. We will look at the packaging, as usual. There you go. Cool Clone Wars logo. Here you have the character name, Obi Wan Kenobi. Aegis 4 and up, choking hazard warning, usual stuff that needed. This is a very, very cool image. Obviously, photoshopped. But you have the gunship in the back and clones, and sort of a Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan with Ewan McGregor's face put in. Looks really good. Looks really cool on the card. You have your Kenner logo. So that part is really outstanding. Looks great on the bubble, in the bubble rather. I'll turn around, usual Vintage Collection description. Again, you have the silver wraparound logo with the Luke and Leia, a New Hope logo. Vintage Collection description, which again the same as usual. Nothing new with this, so again, pause the video if you want. I've done reviews on most of these figures. In fact, I think all of them. The Ahsoka I just did. I did that. And the only one is the Anakin, which I finally picked up one. And for now, I think I'm going to keep it in the package. If I get a hold of another one, then I'll do a review on that. But for now, we're going to hold off. I'm going to keep him in the package for now. All these others I've done reviews on. So if you want to see the reviews, check out my channel, do a search, and you'll find the reviews for these other figures. Obviously, the Obi-Wan I'm doing right now. The Vintage Collection vehicles, which we've been looking at for, seems like eons. The usual Hasbro, StarWars.com, logos, all that good stuff. Okay. Very cool. Now, here is the figure. Now, this figure, again, this is of the three of, the realistic versions. Again, I haven't done a review on the Anakin yet, but this one I like the most. I love this sort of mixture of, the plastic and the soft goods on the lower part of the robe. It's, you have the Jedi robe mixed in with clone armor, shoulder and arm and wrist pieces and shoulder pieces, and on the legs and the boots, and just looks very cool. It's a nice contrast. Jedi robes can get a little boring sometimes. We've seen Jedi after Jedi after Jedi. And this is something a little different, a little more unique, a little more interesting. But, good detail. And there's some nice sort of wear on the armor. So, it looks like a little bit of dings and scuffs and a little dirt on the armor. Obi-Wan's, obviously, he's seen plenty of action. And so that looks very cool. So they did a great job with that. Again, I'll go into the articulation next before I get to the faults. Bulge on the neck, bulge shoulders, bulge elbows, swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, bulge knees, and bulge ankles. So great articulation per usual with the Vintage Collection. The facial sculpt, this is what I've talked about. This one looks the best of the three. I think it does resemble Ewan McGregor a little bit. It's sort of a mix of the Clone Wars head and Ewan McGregor's face. It's good. But something about, again, it's off. There's something to me that I'm not crazy about these realistic versions of the Clone Wars characters. There's something about it I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where this line goes. I know we're getting Captain Rex, a realistic Captain Rex at some point, which should be cool. It's just, especially with something like this, it's like, if you want a realistic version of Obi-Wan, just get an Episode 3 Obi-Wan, a movie version. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but this is just, I know a lot of people really like these figures, and I'm not putting down the figures so much. There's just something about the facial sculpt that's just off to me. I don't know. So, but it's not bad. It's the best of the three. Accessories wise, he has the typical blue Obi-Wan lightsaber, lit version, and then you have the unlit version. The unlit version. Nicely detailed. You got a little bit of brown, black, silver. You have your peg there, which does fit very nicely in the peg hole. So that's a plus. I commented with the Ahsoka figure in the previous review that the unlit hilts do not fit in the peg holes very well, or at all on that figure. So that's a good plus. So in general, this is a pretty darn good figure. This is the one I would recommend of the three. Again, at some point, I hope to get another Anakin so I can do a review on that. Just might as well have all three at this point. Since I got two, might as well get another Anakin at some point. I think they'll look cool, the three of them displayed together. But it's done real nice. I like the sculpting on the hair. I like the way that's done. One other thing, is the shoulder armor. It's very thick. And I said he does have articulation in the shoulders, but the armor does not hinder that. It goes in. You got to sort of put a little bit of push on it a little bit, but it will go in. It's not overly tough to get in there. It bends nicely. And also the joints are very well done. So in general, it's a real good figure. Definitely would recommend him. And I hope you enjoyed this review. As usual, comment, rate, subscribe, and may the Force be with you.